Chapter 20. The days roll by faster than I want them to. We're fast running out of biscuits and the house is a tip. Mum says we do our best to have fun and not make a mess after she says this, but hey, we're just kids after all. The weatherman said the sun would be shining this week, and it has. The days have become hot and lovely. Thank goodness, as I can't take much more of Sophia's whinging. So we spend much more time outside, mostly at the park. I think I'm too old for the swings, but I like hanging out there, and when no one's looking, I have a swing. Lots of kids from our school are there too, but not Abby and her brothers and sisters, of course. I miss her a lot and wonder how she's getting on. As though she's read my mind, Sophia calls out from the swing. Hey Vinny, won't it be great to show off our tans to Abby? No, she wouldn't be impressed by that. Anyway, it's been much hotter where they are. We've not even been allowed to text, as she wasn't allowed to take her phone with her, but I'm hoping she'd have sent a postcard by now. It's driving me mad that I haven't heard from them. Every day Sophia races to the door, and when she hears the postman, I'm usually super patient, but even I find an excuse to be at the door every morning, hoping to find a postcard. I'm sure the girls will send us some news soon. The weather stays good for another 3 weeks straight, and as long as we can go to the park and have some ice lolly money, we're happy to just mooch around the park and meet Dad at home for lunch. We don't do anything special except when next door's auntie treats us to a day trip at the zoo, which is brilliant. I think we've seen every single animal in the zoo. The holidays have passed by way too quickly, and 6 weeks have mysteriously melted away, and we've less than a week to go. The weather's changed this past week, and we're back to spending our days indoors. As we sit down to dinner, Mum and Dad surprise us by announcing a trip to Southend tomorrow. It isn't much of a surprise. We knew we'd be going sometime in the holidays, but not when. We assumed it would be at the weekend, but they've decided to take the day off work. The weather's meant to be changing back to sunny. It will be 23 degrees tomorrow, so we have to go to the beach and make the most of it. After dinner, Mum packs an amazing picnic. It all smells so nice. I want to eat it before we've even left home. She's made her speciality of part boiled, part fried aloo, potato puree and chana, fried roti and chickpeas. She's also made some halwa and prepared a large tub of salad with mangoes and strawberries. It's so not fair. I wish it was tomorrow already, Sophia says, pouting. It's not long to wait, and then the beach, Dad said, unexpectedly jolly for someone who normally wants to spend their day at home and writing. Let's get up really, really early and go at 5 o'clock, Dad said Sophia. Sophia shouts, slinging her arms around Dad's neck and jumping onto his lap. Maybe not that early, Mum protests. Sound like a fantastic idea, Dad says, winking at Mum. You better get off to bed, Sophia, if it's such an early start you want. And for once, Sophia skips off to bed without any complaints. By the time Sophia gets up, we're already sitting at the table eating breakfast. Hey, what happened to 5 AM? We've been sitting here waiting for you, said Dad, tapping his watch with a smile on his face. Sophia squeals when she realises how late it is. It's then like a military operation, with Sophia in command, of course, getting all our beach stuff packed before we can leave. We catch the bus to Liverpool Street Station. Sophia is on a complete high. We've barely pulled away from the platform when she asks, "Are we there yet?" I put my headphones in and do my best to ignore her. Dad settles down to read last week's paper, and Mum borrows the travel section off him. She also pulls out the comic section for Sophia, who then begs me to read it to her. "You're very capable of reading it yourself," I say, turning up my music and going back to looking out the window, watching the skyline change from tall towers to suburban semis. At last we arrive and haul ourselves out of the carriage at Southend. We emerge from the station to glorious sunshine. Briefly, the day seems perfect, until the moment is spoilt by Sophia dropping her rucksack on my feet. "It's way too heavy, you hold it," she demands. "No way, why did you bring so much stuff anyway, you little pest?" "What on earth have you got in there?" I snap. Now, come on, this is a treat, so let's not spoil it," Mum says, picking up Sophia's bag herself. "Can we go straight to the fun fair, please?" Sophia asks, smiling up at Mum and Dad like some sort of cherub. "But I want to go to the beach first," I interrupt. "I think we should all go for a cup of tea," sighs Mum, steering us towards a cafe. After tea and cakes, Mum declares it's time for the beach. Southend Beach is crowding, heaving with people making the most of the roasting hot day. Sophia holds on to Mum and Dad's hand as we slip down towards the beach. Once we find a good spot, well, one that Mum likes anyway, we drop our bags and lay out our beach towels. With the sunny blue sky above us and the sand under our feet and a gentle breeze coming off the sea, yes, all in all, a perfect day. Mum, Sophia and I lays on our beach towels, whilst Dad hunts down a deck chair to hire for the day. At one point, Sophia changes into her swimming costume and runs straight into the sea, and then back out again, screaming and making us all laugh. "It's freezing," she squeals, jumping onto my towel and spraying my book with sand. "Get off, you're soaking me and getting sand all over my stuff." Dad peers over his paper and smiles at us. The best was yet to come, of course, and at the right hour, 2 p.m, to stop Sophia complaining, we unpack and eat Mum's feast of a picnic. The afternoon is blissful. With full bellies we sunbathe, build sandcastles, you're never too old, and Sophia needs me to dig the moat and eat ice cream. As the sky begins to turn pink, we start to pack away in the last of the warm sun. "I can't get this sand out of my toes," Sophia moans. "It's everywhere." "What did you expect to find at the beach, Sophia?" I say sarcastically. "You can have a shower when you get home," Mum says, shaking the sand out of her bag. But Sophia soon forgets about the sand when Dad points out the funfair lights have been turned on and the music has started up. "I think that's our cue for some fun, girls," he declares. We walk towards the rides and Mum puts her bag in the locker whilst Dad buys wristbands so we can go on the rides. "I love the big wheel, let's go on that together," Sophia shouts excitedly, dragging us all over to stand under it. Moments later, we're high above the fairground, enjoying the sights below. Next, Dad points to the bumper cars. "He's going to be my partner," he calls out, dashing ahead of us. Me, Sophia shouts, trailing behind him. "It looks like you're with me then, Mum," I say. "Let's go." The bumper cars are great fun. Sophia and I both drive. We laugh and scream as we crash into each other. Sophia and Dad end up in the tyre wall at one point. So of course I drive our car straight into them. We stumble off the cars with Mum saying she aches everywhere. She's been bumped and she'll never do it again. She says that every year. A few rides later and it's time to go home. "Please, let's stay longer," Sophia begs. "No, darling, it's already so late and we need to get the train home," Dad says firmly. "But it's not fair. I love it here. Please, let's stay longer." Sophia's relentless sometimes. "Come on, don't argue with your father. Let's get some hot donuts for the train home," Mum says, taking Sophia's hand and leading us towards the warm sugary scent of the donut stand. On the way home, I feel bone tired and I'm happy to lean back against Mum. There aren't many seats, so we're sitting apart from Sophia and Dad. It's nice to be able to chat for once without Sophia interrupting. I've had a lovely day and I suddenly feel guilty to realise I haven't thought of Abby all day. As soon as I do though, it recasts the shadow that's hung over me ever since that day in the park, a shadow which not even a sunny beach day can banish forever. "Mum, do you think we'll ever see Serena or Abby again?" "What do you mean, darling?" Mum says drowsily. "We've got used to having the girls around and I miss them. Plus, I'm worried about how it's going for Serena." I keep asking Dad when they're coming back, but he says he doesn't know. He's usually the font of all knowledge. "I don't know, darling," she murmurs. "It's just I've been doing some research on the internet on forced marriages and well, it seems there's been a big difference between an arranged marriage where the girl and boy get to decide which of the people they put forward to marry, like Serena did. What happened to Abby's sister, Anna, I'm pretty certain counts as a forced marriage, and well, it's not so unheard of, is it? Girls go missing like this all the time, like Tara Talley from my school. They just go on holiday and while they're away, their parents force them to marry." Mum opens her eyes now and I see that they're full of concern. "And you know, Anna never came back to England after her wedding, and now I haven't heard from Abby at all. I thought she would have emailed me, or at least written. It's been weeks since she left. They may not have the internet in their village," Mum says, stroking my hair. "I can see you're still worried about her though. Let you, Dad and I have a proper chat after Sophie's in bed." The promised talk never happened. I fall asleep in the cab home from the station and go straight to bed.